Hello everyone, SirMonkeySuit Zappy here, back again with Hunter Hunter. We are on episode 68, and in the last episode, I got a theory involving the game and how I think that the island in which they're on used to be, like, it was a real place with real inhabitants, and then the designers came along, made the game with real people, and now their soul is trapped within the game. If you really want to go, delve deep into that theory that I have, then you can go watch the post discussion for the last episode if you haven't already. But if you don't really care, then I guess that's your prerogative. You can just watch a reaction if you want to. But yeah, so they're all going after the number 2 restricted card, which is the Patch of Shore, which is apparently leads into some sea god's grotto in which there is possibly some treasure that's incredible. And if it has to do with something like the number 0 card possibly, then yeah, I think my theory just works, but we'll have to just wait and see if that's the case. But yeah, they're all going after number 2, so it's all going to come to a head at some point. I don't think there's anything else really to talk about though, so we're just going to get in episode 68 and see what we get. So without further ado, let's go. Okay, episode 68. Fuck, Ahsoka is just so ahead of everyone. What was I just saying? I literally have just said, like, it wouldn't surprise me if Ahsoka knows exactly what, like, he just, characters can have monologues and everything, right? But Ahsoka just needs to like, have the character in his peripheral vision. He already knows what they're thinking. Oh, he's too good, man. He's just too good. Of course it's fucking texture surprise. But he's able to use it on the book. I mean, I guess it's like, because I suppose it is just a layer across something, right? I guess just the idea that the book is there allows them to, I guess it does come into like sort of physical form, so it's just layering over the top. But I don't know, I just kind of had it in my mind that maybe there was, because you can't really use Nen alongside this, like, the magic of the game, that it wouldn't maybe work, but I guess it does. So, but the other thing was, I was wondering if the Phantom Troop members had even were using their real name. I guess there was no reason for them to fake a name, an alias, right? But so yeah, God, he's just so far ahead. I can't believe it. They teleported to him, and of course he's naked. Of course he's fucking standing around, showing the world, basking in his ambience, like, fucking Bisky as well, like, standing there loving it. This is just, for fuck's sake, Ahsoka, man. I mean, he was staring at Gons and Killer's asses. It's so fucking creepy and pedophilic, but he's just such a fucking he's such an idiot. He's not, but oh, fuck's sake, man, ridiculous. So yeah, the pirates were NPCs, and I was completely fucking off base with my theory, which annoys me to no end. I was like, I've got it before I know that I've got it, and I haven't. Completely off base. So yeah, it's entirely just an event that Reza made up because you're supposed, like, he put himself into the game purposefully so that if you were to beat him, you would get the card Patch of Shore, I'd imagine. I think that's what the case is, because somebody, sorry if I can't remember your name, dude, but someone did say that the card in particular that Reza was talking about to Finks that he would give them if you beat me wasn't the ruler card. I guess I just read the subtitles the wrong way, but instead it was a different card. Patch of Shore, right? It has to be. Damn. No, he's using sports as a way to compete. Not surprising. He was using the volleyball. He used the volleyball technique on the boat, didn't he? The other episode. So yeah. You'd have to assume then, because it was interesting. Reza never participated in any of the competitions in that episode. So I have to assume it's only a case of if it, like, the last possible win, like if the group is on 7 wins, then he'll step in for the last one. And I imagine it's volleyball. So I'll go in Haikyuu territory at some point, I imagine. Speaking of which, that's coming back soon, very soon. Like, fucking hell, My Hero Academia and Haikyuu coming around at the same time is nuts. I mean, by the time this comes out on YouTube, My Hero Season 4 and Haikyuu Season 4 will already be done, I'd imagine, so, but, I'm just I'm just dating the episode. When I reacted to this, it was the 27th of September 2019, so that'll tell you how many episodes are ahead by the time this comes out on YouTube. So yeah. Yeah, so that Goreno guy, when I mentioned him in the last episode, and I was like, he knows something. The only reason why he mentioned brutal was because he figured out beforehand that in order to get a card, you have to team up with multiple other groups. And that the idea is that once you win, you can't separate the card so each people, like, everyone has one. You only get one card, so it's a case of, like, it's set up in a certain way so that you have to team up at a point. If you were to beat them, who gets the card? It just incites fighting. So so yeah, that's the reason why Goreno acted a bit strangely the episode before, because he had already figured it out. The woman Asta made a very good point that she got the information that she wanted, that as long as she stays out the way of the Bombernal anyway, then that's that. It doesn't really matter, because nobody's going to want to join up with him. No one's going to want to join up with him. He's never going to get 15 members. So the idea that he would ever be able to get that card it's just not going to happen. That being said, though, it depends on what happens, because I can absolutely see a moment in which the guys who are there are like, they're all thinking, well, damn, we've got to complete this game, and the only way they're going to be able to do it is if they have, like, enough people to do what they to take on Razor and whatnot. So I could easily see it being a case of, like, well, you have Gon, Killua, and Bisky, and then you have Sezgera and his group, and then you have Ginthru and his group that has to join in. And they don't like it, but they have to do it, and then it's a case of that they all go against each other after that's the case, and then it's a fight to whoever gets the card, right? I don't know if it's going to be a case of, like, once the card is once the card is sort of, like, handed over, or, like, they've won the card, if Razor's just going to be like, right, toss it up in the air, whoever gets it kind of thing, I don't know how it's going to work, because how do you determine who gets the card? You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but yeah, interesting. So yeah, I love the whole Biscuit, like, using her, because she's done it obviously with the numbers before, right? Like sort of melding her aura into, like, certain, like, numbers and things like that, but then obviously, like, painting it out in front of them whilst her back is turned to Hisoka, that he's clearly lying. So yeah, it's great seeing, but because of her straight up experience, because of how old she is, she's able to see through it. And it's great to see that, like, back, because Hisoka's can see through her as well. So it's just a back and forward kind of thing, which I really like. And then they ended up going to the City of Love, which is fucking, oh man, it's funny. It's funny, like the typical, like, stereotypical cliche thing that generally happens in romantic fucking comedy, like ecchi fucking animes, like anything that involves some kind of romantic love interest. It happens all the time, where two characters, they tend to be on their way to school, they come to, like, a cross section, and because one of them is running because they're late for school, they have a toast in their mouth, you know what I mean? They're running, and then they run into them, and then that's the start of their love story, right? Like, it's funny. And then they just have every event, like, going for trying to find love. Like, you know what I mean? A girl getting surrounded by 3 guys in an alleyway. It's funny. Like, a girl knocking into a person, dropping her books and her glasses. It's funny. It's great. And yeah, even though Killua figured out everything that had been going on with Ahsoka and the lie and everything like that, which is great. It's a very nice, smart play. It's like, you know, it's nice to see Killua sort of. I've noticed in the past couple episodes that he's actually getting like smarter. He's getting real smarter. I feel like back in the past there was cases in which, like, you know, when they were following the Phantom Troop before they got captured the first time, and Killua decided to carry on. I feel like beforehand Killua was more someone to rely on. You know, not necessarily his smarts, but maybe like experience in the assassin game, or something along the lines of, like, he's not really one to sit and truly think about something, I don't think. Whereas in these past, like especially during this arc, he's really like kind of stepped that up. And this is like the biggest, you know, revelation that he's actually had there. Although, because of Hisoka's, you know, it's like I said, like when I said during the reaction, like, I think Ahsoka on purpose said it that way because, you know, you got to remember, like, Ahsoka is wanting to groom these kids and to, you know, see their potential as they grow and stuff, right? So giving them every opportunity to grow, he takes it. As long as that, you know, even though it could have jeopardized his whole lying thing about Crollo and everything like that, he's willing to do it and take those risks. But it just shows exactly how great Hisoka is, because even though he gives them all of these reasons, like, to not believe him, he's still like 10 steps ahead all the time, which is just great. Like, he's like a puppeteer, man. He's pulling the strings of like everyone. Yeah, so yeah, Hisoka's always great. You know what I mean? He's always fantastic to have around in the show. He's funny. But yeah, that's all I've got. So thank you everyone for watching. In the description below, I've linked certain things. One was the Discord, so you can get yourself over there. I also have a Patreon as well, so if you do want to support me on Patreon, that would be very much appreciated. There is a bunch of different tiers and rewards depending on how much you want to support me with. There is the early access tier, $5 a month. That gives you access to shows a week early, and you get 4 episodes of Hunter x Hunter every week. That's 2 on Monday and 2 on Friday, as opposed to the general public who only get 2 episodes a week. So by the time this episode comes out on YouTube for the general public, you'll have access to like a lot of episodes down the line, like past 100 episodes. So you've got a nice library that you can go and watch if you don't want to wait. You know, so that's like what, 40 plus episodes for $5 a month. You can watch all 40 episodes in a month, and just for $5, pretty worth it. But that's up to you. There's also full length tiers there as well, and there's also other tiers where you can pay to have certain shows be reacted to and stuff like that. So go have a look over there. But that's all I've got. So thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.